Fifth grade?
Fifth grade. He only been in the school district 6, 7, but a bit. No, because let me see.
Is he your own child, by the way?
No,
How
I
old are
have
you?
2 older children that
And they
are
didn't have
married.
and they didn't have these issues when they were growing up. No, it's just him. Okay, that's good to know.
No, because they were able to defend themselves, my older children. But him, and also because we're Christian, so he knows you're not supposed to, retaliate and hurt other people.
Right. Well, that's good.
I was up to the point that I kept saying, you have to defend yourself, because I took him to the hospital many times and the school wouldn't do anything. Even though I'm a social worker myself and I advocate for him, and I would be like in school waiting for him to go in because they would also hit him was he was trying to get into the school.
So that's a really good point. Like, not just your personal story, but also the fact that you are a social worker. And so, you're seeing this and you're seeing that there's a real lack of response. So you want to know from him, remember, he's a federal person. So what sort of...
And I work at a school too.
Yeah. Oh, you do work at a school?
At that time? No, not now.
Not anymore.
But at that time,
what school did you
I
work
was
at?
Elkin.
Is that, what grade? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Like what grades?
Oh, elementary.
That's elementary.
From kindergarten to 5th grade.
Okay.
No, to 4th grade.
So that's also a really good experience to share too. Like, you're a social worker, you saw this happen with your kids, you've seen it happen with other kids, and so you want to know like what sorts of like anti-bullying initiatives like Boyle is doing,
The teachers don't really have help, and that's why it happened what happened to her with the teacher and all this stuff, because since they don't have help, the teachers can really take it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then they retaliate with the children.
So that's a good segue now. So after you introduce yourself, she tells her story.
And he was molested in a nursery.
So that's a different issue.
And they
than
didn't
bullying.
do nothing.
That's a whole different
Because
issue.
they didn't have people to take the children.
Was it another student, or was
Yes.
it so another student assaulted
But
him?
there was nobody there to.
Like an older student?
No, supposedly almost
Like the same grade?
And then they never let me saw the child, spoke to the parents, none of that stuff.
So what happened? Did the kid just get
police couldn't
removed?
call. It was like horrible.
So what happened to the kid? He just got removed from school? He got expelled?
No, nothing, because he was a child.
How old were they?
At that time, he had started. That was in a charter school.
Okay.
So I don't know if it would be like the same thing.
Well, no, because charter schools will have different rules than public schools. But like, how old was
in
it?
1st grade?
That was 1st grade, and it was another 1st grader who sexually assaulted him.
Mm-hmm. But what was the teacher that took him to the bathroom? Do you understand? So that's what I was advocating for. And they said, so they put it under the rug, tú sabes, como que no pasó nada. Pero ¿y cómo tú sabes que eso le pasó? Pero interview my child, que te va a decir lo que ese nene le hizo. ¿Entiendes? Ahí lo tuve que sacar, ahí lo tuve que sacar de esa escuela, y entonces se fue para un private school.
Yeah.
Pero cuando I couldn't afford the private school anymore, se tuvo que ir para el school district. Y ahí eso fue.
Okay. So let me hear your story.
Reminder that he works for Congressman Boyle, okay?
And so what's your story?
My story, basically, my son